So what was it like being raised with my grandparents? First of all, that's old school. I'm 37 right now, and being brought up, I always had an old soul naturally. But if I didn't, I think I would have naturally been an old soul type of guy because I was brought up on the vinyls, the old school R&B, the jazz. My grandparents listened to a lot of jazz, a lot of blues. Like I know a lot of as a teenager, a lot of kids was blasting, Ludacris or whatnot. I was in there blasting Johnny Taylor and loved do about Johnny Taylor since I've been 12 and was going to get I think his last album, going to get the Johnny Taylor albums, going to get the old school blues because I'm from the South. So that was the music influence was one thing. Being very cautious of things. The old folks is always watching and on the lookout. But I will say this is like, it goes borderline like, okay, they weren't too much to some of the stuff, even as an adult, that they kind of watched out for. I kind of watched out for and took certain lessons with me. Like when you somewhere, don't leave your drink and come back, what it's say, because folks is, putting things in folks' drink. Different things like that still brought me up with a sense. Another thing is too is what I consider fun and my daily activities. I kind of embrace it now. I used to be like, because people are like, man, you like an old man, but I love sitting on the porch. I love chilling now. My grandparents were brought up with, respect. And that's one thing today I still have people be like, oh, you don't have to call me yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir, and all of that. But that's how we were brought up. We were brought up with respect, um, treating people real. A lot of cities and now everybody want to treat people based on what they own, not who they are. Being raised by the old folks, we old folks look into your character. You know, See, money excites young folks. Old folks, half the time they looking at who you are, your character. So I was raised to, when have a death beyond what somebody has. Well, I mean, matter of fact, one of their favorite quotes they used to tell me is, "Baby, everything that glitter ain't gold." So I was never, I never was in the mindset of seeing something shiny or something nice and be like, "Ooh, and not look a little bit closer." Old folks, show old folks a gold chain, a young person a gold chain or an iced out chain. They're like, "Ooh," you show it to the old folks, they're gonna be like, "Is that real? Let me come a little closer. Let me see." And that taught me to be more introspective on things, person, places, and things, and especially being a country boy that came out here in LA. But it taught me a lot of things about insight, um, judging people on their character, not on what they own, and just keeping an eye out. And I'm not going to say this because when I was younger, people would look at me crazy because of some of the things I like to do. Yeah, I'm like an old man. I accept it. But a lot of that shit, it's kept me safe and it kept me here because a lot of stuff I know when I was younger that I wanted to do, and I kind of, could hear my grandmother's voice in the back of my head, hey, don't do this or don't go there with them. And folks got caught up in shit and stuff happened to them. And, being able to still be in gratitude because I'm still here and saved from a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, yeah, I missed out on a lot of stuff as a teenager that most teenagers did. I didn't live the normal teenager, middle school, high school, school of life. But I'm still a lot of stuff I didn't have to go through too. And I'll say this by some of the fun that I missed. Yeah, I was mad at the time, but some of that fun versus some of the shit that I could be dealing with right now, I'm grateful for. So I'm grateful and love that being raised by my grandparents.